So I wanted to cover a couple things. Hitches on your ATV, UTV, over a couple things that I've experienced with this machine. Show you why I use two different style hitches. Right now on the machine is a Shackle Style Hitch, okay? And one thing I found installing this hitch is it rattles a lot. So if you look, you know, obviously left and right, up and down, there's a lot of slop in there and there's a lot of play. There's also a lot of noise. So if I were to tighten, I'm lucky enough that this four-wheeler has a bolt receiver that I can tighten this hitch down, take a little bit of the play out, but there's still noise in the shackle, right? So what I found, I tried to come up with a way to reduce the noise in the bolt with the shackle and reduce that rattle, because if many of you watch our channel, I do a lot of filming from the rear of the ATV, and even on my 600, when I had my camera mounted to the cargo box, it would pick up any noise inside that box from something rattling or jumping around. So if you have a camera attached to the back of your unit and you're running a hitch, you know, something in your receiver, or you have something in your cargo box, your camera's probably gonna pick that noise up from vibration and bouncing. So I did everything I could to try to figure out how to reduce the noise, not only in the receiver, which we can take care of with this, obviously, right? Tightening this down, we'll put pressure down on this, eliminate the hitch from bouncing around any slop. But what it doesn't do is eliminates the noise, or the bolt for the shackle, mind you. So what I found was, like you can see, there's play there, okay? I'm trying to eliminate that noise from the camera that's up here picking that up while we're riding. I put one wrap of electrical tape around this bolt, no overlapping, just one wrap, and it eliminates it 100%. 100%. So that was a win. I tried, you know, I tried O-rings. O-rings didn't seem to help. So, you know, it was just one of those situations where I was at a loss. I'm like, man, I don't know how I'm gonna silence this bolt from bouncing around and the footage picking it up. But there's another issue with these. And the issue is even if you reduce the rattling, if you don't reduce the rattling, this will happen to you sooner, much faster than if you do reduce the rattling, is these bolts have a tendency to back out. They will literally back out. I have had it happen to me before on my 600, and I lost the whole, we found the shackle. We found the, you know, the shackle, but we couldn't find the bolt. So that was useless. I chalked it up as learning, you know, hey, you screwed up. But I have seen people run wire through the hole of the bolt and around the shackle, which to me it's eh. So what I found on Amazon, I actually saw another YouTuber from his video, and they're these. They actually are, I'm assuming they're like they call them like keychains. I gotta look, I'll put the link in the description. But you twist this together, it threads. There's threads on one end. I don't know if you can see that. Threads on one end, and then you have a receiver on the other end. So bring this through. Now these are only 6 inches, so they're a little tight to get around and get started. But once you get them started, they will. There we go. Once you get them started, they're pretty easy to tighten down. Now I did have 2 on here, and I rode with it this past weekend. I had 2 on just as insurance, and both of them today when I went to take them off for the video, they were both perfectly secured, so I don't think I'm gonna need 2 moving forward. I think 1 is enough, but that will keep this bolt from backing out and you losing all of this. All right, so if you look, this has been tightened down. There's no more slop in the hitch. Did you hear that? So So if you were to ride and you're filming back here, you have the camera mounted in the back of your machine, that's all you're gonna hear. Alright, so a couple wraps of electrical tape. You don't want to overlap, you just want to go through once, and it's enough. That's it. I mean, it's not going to completely silence it down. However, it's going to quiet it up quite a bit. It's going to reduce that metal to metal sound. So, I mean, you still kind of hear it, but it's not the clink, 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 clink. So I filmed this past weekend and we rode probably 35, 40 miles and it didn't pick up any noise from this whatsoever. And I can imagine without putting the electrical tape on that bolt, it would have been loud as, you know, no tomorrow. So we'll put this through. That you can twist on. I mean, that's it. So now this bolt is not going to go anywhere. If this starts to back out, this is going to stop it and catch it, and you're not going to, hopefully it won't come out all the way, but that you know, you lose it, but it shouldn't. And if you're worried about that, you could actually probably go like this. Yes. Look at this. So what I did is I went through that one, came around here. If my fingers will do this, lock this down. So now if this tries to back out, hopefully it'll catch this one. It won't be able to go any further. So that's not going anywhere. There you have it. This is the hitch that I recommend to a lot of our riders. So this hitch is a 2-inch ball hitch. Again, there is some play there, but we can take that out obviously with the top of the bolt. Put pressure down on it. This is a 2-inch ball hitch. The thing I like about this hitch is it also not only has the 2-inch hitch, which most trailers are 2-inch. I can pull my my trailer or whatnot. Anybody can use it for whatever they need. But it's also elevated, so if you look, there's actually a rise to this. So it's a little bit higher, so most trailers will run somewhat pretty horizontal and level. But the other thing I like about it too is it has this bar, so you can easily, if you have, somebody that's stuck, you can slap a winch hook around it, you can throw a tow strap around it, you can do pretty much anything with this. Actually, I'm gonna pull this out. Okay, so it says ATV, UTV use only, hitch ball rated for 2,000 pounds, and recovery point, which I'm assuming is this, is rated at 5,000 pounds. But you got to be careful. I wouldn't trust any of that. You see a lot of people getting hurt, yanking on stuff, using the wrong, recovery tools such as, cables, chains, hooks, snatch, whatever you want to call them, snatch ropes, and you just got to be careful, because if you were pulling something and this broke and came back, it could hurt one of your riders or a friend. So I'm going to have links to both of these in the video description if anybody wants to check them out. I've used them both. They work great. The other thing I like about this too is having this snatch point here is when I strap my ATV to my trailer, I pull all the way up, up against the front of the rails, and then I strap in a V pattern, okay? So what I'll do is I'll throw either a strap around this and pull it up and then, lock it down to the front of the trailer up in the right-hand corner, or I'll put a hook around it, run it down underneath, strap it that way. Same with the left side, run some, either the strap fully around this, or I'll run a hook and then run it up to the front of the trailer. I've never had an issue. My four-wheeler, multiple four-wheelers, they've never moved. Strapping my ATV down using the V pull pattern. And what that means again is it's strapped in a V. So imagine back here is the hitch, the rear of the ATV, and up front is the trailer. Never had it move, never had a strap come loose. The thing that I understand, at least in Pennsylvania, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think legally you have to have your whatever you're towing has to be secured to the trailer. If the trailer would come detached from your vehicle or were to roll over, the strapping is supposed to keep your load or whatever it is you're towing secured to the trailer. Strapping in the V pull pattern will not do that. All it does is it keeps this strap pulling up against the front of the rails of the trailer. So what I started doing is I started actually going through the wheels, and you got to be careful doing that as well, because if you have custom aftermarket wheels, they have a tendency to have very sharp edges on them. They'll cut your straps. I went over all these wheels, at least the stock wheels on this ATV. They are super smooth. There are no sharp points whatsoever, and obviously avoid the valve stem, because if you strap down and pull, you're going to catch the valve stem and you're going to have another issue. You don't want to pull them too tight. You want them snug. That way, I've seen guys pull their, strap through their wheels and pull the straps too tight, and you're actually putting pressure against your points, your wheel bearings, your hubs, and twisting things, and it's not good to do that. So I go through, I snug it down, I'm done. I used to use Harbor Freight straps. Or not Harbor Freight straps, Tractor Supply or Harbor Freight, and they're $20, for a set of 4, $30 for a set of 4 with 500 pounds on each strap. And our mechanic used to look at us and they would laugh and they'd say, "Listen, you guys go out and spend upwards of $15,000 for these machines, and you're strapping them down with $20 straps. I don't understand it. What you should do is invest in a good set of Snapin turtle straps or something heavy duty, such as Snapin turtle straps," and I'll have a link to them in the description. I'm not affiliated with them whatsoever. We get nothing. And I kicked it around and I'm like, my straps have worked pretty good, but I will tell you that my $25, $30 Harbor Freight straps or Tractor Supply straps, hardware store straps, have frayed, they have shown wear, and they have ripped. I have physically ripped them over time cranking. They completely broke apart. So keep that in mind. The Snapin turtles are heavy duty. I think they have 1,000 pounds per strap of strap capability. The ratchets, when you pick them up and you feel how heavy they are amazing, very heavy duty. So we now use, at least I do, I know Grizzly Tom does, John does, our mechanic, he uses the Snapin turtle straps, and I love them. They are awesome. So I use the Snapin turtle straps through the wheels to my side hooks on my trailer, and I crank it down till it just puts the tension on it. I have my e-brake set. I tow in neutral. I don't have any issues. Haven't had an issue. And I'm going to be honest with you, a good set of straps and learning how to properly strap your machine will save you and give you peace of mind, because if you have to stop and check your straps every 15 minutes or every 10 miles, you're either using the wrong straps or you're not strapping your machine correctly. I'm just saying. So it's very important. Know your machine. I'm not preaching to anybody. I'm just putting it out there. So back to this hitch. I rambled on. The other thing I like about this hitch, and I will keep this hitch in my garage if I'm ever, this is probably going to be my normal right here, the one I ride with, but this hitch will be one of my favorites for multiple reasons, because I look at it as a multi-use hitch. You got your 2-inch ball hitch, you got your snatch point, you can strap to this, you can do whatever you want. But I also have a riding lawnmower with a trailer that I use for, cleaning up leaves, debris, dumping mulch, moving stuff. And the thing about that lawn trailer is it's a pin style, type receiver, type hitch. So it doesn't have a ball type of receiver. It has just, a hole that will come in here, 2-pin, and drop a pin in. I like this hitch because this hitch has the hole here, so I can actually still use my garden trailer, my riding mower trailer with this 4-wheeler. I think that about covers it. If you find this video has been helpful for you, please give us a like, give us a share, drop us a comment down below. Share your thoughts on, over the years, what you've seen, what you've witnessed. you know, what works best for you. You know, if this video helps somebody, maybe your comments will as well. If you're on Facebook, jump over, give us a follow. We appreciate it. Shout out over there. And thank you for your time. Stay safe out there, everybody. What? These are only 6 inches. So... What? Oh, yeah. I broke this already. Cheap plastic. I don't care. The frame is solid. I do have a full off-road Ricochet 6-piece aluminum skid plates coming. Hopefully they'll be here in a couple weeks, so they'll be going on.